Hi guys, welcome. Today we're going to be doing a farm, and this is going to be hopefully the start of a farming tutorial series. We're going to be starting off with a wool farm. It's just a nice simple automatic wool farm. You can do it for as many or as little sheep as you want, depending on how much wool you need, I guess. With this farm, I have just marked out a chunk here. This is on a chunk border so that we stay within the chunk, because I'm going to be using a hopper minecart. They tend to work best if you keep them within the same chunk, especially if you're on Bedrock. This farm will work on both Bedrock and on Java. I'm doing it on Java because it's easier for me to record, but I have tested it. It will work on both. So let's just get into it. Here's the things you're going to need. So over here on the right hand side, this is per sheep. This is what you're going to need. You're going to need an observer, so you're going to need to be got to the nether quickly. Some glass, 7 pieces, some shears, a chest, a hopper minecart, a piece of rail, a redstone dust, a dispenser, a hopper, and a sheep obviously, and then just a structural block, just to put your piece of redstone on, something different to what you normally use so that you know not to break that piece of block. There we go. If you're making more than one in a row, then you're going to need some powered rails to send that minecart across rather than having it sitting static. And then I've just got some other bits and pieces over here that I'll need along the way to help me with making this. So I guess we better get into it. First of all, we just need to dig down a little bit. I'm just going to come over here, and I want my farm to be starting somewhere around here. So I'm just going to dig down a couple of blocks so that we can put our minecart and rail underneath the ground. Oops, too far. So I'm just building out a little bit extra space there for myself, just so that I can wander around a bit. So the sheep are going to stand on this block just here that I'm looking at. So I want my minecart to be underneath it. They're going to stand on here, so I just want to get under here. And then at each end we're going to have a rail with a power on it. And then in the middle, just normal rails. And then something that I forgot from my list is we're going to need to power this rail. Redstone torch is probably the cheapest thing, or a lever. I'm going to use levers just because they're nice and cheap and easy to use. And then powered and powered. And our hopper minecart can go on there once we're ready. So as I said, the sheep is going to stand on this block. So in here I need to put an observer with it facing that way. Red dot is there, so we want it facing in that way. And then we want a redstone dust on this block here. So I'm just going to dig this out. The observers all the way across. And then on this block here, we're going to place our structural block that looks different to everything else, just so that we can know that when we're building around here, if we accidentally break that block, we should expect to have redstone problems. There we go. So now when this block is eaten, oops, that's going to activate that, which will activate the line. Now, because of the way that I've just built this, been a bit silly. Didn't actually need to do that. I needed to do that. I need to have a gap in between each one. I'm still going to leave those bricks there, but I'm going to bring the grass back there. So this is a sheep, this is a gap, this is a sheep, this is a gap, this is a sheep. Okay, you can't have them literally next door to each other. They need to have a piece of grass either side for this to regrow. Okay, so on top of the observer, we're going to have our dispensers. And they are just going to dispense the shears, causing the sheep to get sheared. I'm going to put one in each one of these. And there we go. Okay, so they're all activated and ready. Now we just need to build up the little chamber so that the sheep cannot get out. Basically just going to get built up like this, and then if you hold down your shift key or your crouch key if you're on console, you can place a glass on top of the dispenser as well. And then around the front we're just going to need to come up one, then go across, and then just do these two quickly. And there we go, all made. So if we get our sheep now, in a creative world, it's nice and easy for me just to go, oh, let's get our sheep. In maybe a hardcore world or your let's play world, what you're going to need to do is use some wheat to kind of entice them up to the top here and then give them a little nudge to get them in. Now, just to make sure nothing nasty happens to them, what I'm going to do is just put a piece of glass on top of each one of them so that they are fully stuck in there. And as you can see, they are all stuck in now, and they will start to eat the grass. If you can get them sheared, they will eat the grass a little bit sooner. So if I just get a redstone torch and put it there, as you can see, they've all just been sheared because I powered it. And then if we just chill here for a second, and there you go, as you saw with the white sheep, as soon as he ate grass, his wall was sheared literally as soon as it was grown. Now with the collection system down the bottom here, all we need to do is set up so that somewhere we have a hopper, so we can put chest going into that, so that hopper will now go into that. Double chest on there if you want. And again, just crouch when you're putting your rail on top of the minecart, and then that'll go straight back in. And then if we come over here to one of the ends where it's powered and put a minecart on there, that is just going to bounce between the two. And because it's all within one chunk, it should never get lost. And there you go, you've seen it's just picked up the white wall from that one, and it's down the bottom there. You will find if you have more than 4 sheep that sometimes this starts to overflow, but because they're not particularly fast, you actually need to get to about 15, 16 sheep, somewhere around there, before you need the second hopper pulling the items out of there. So it should be absolutely fine for all your needs there. Yeah, that's it, guys. You can add a second sheep into each one as well if you want a little bit more efficiency. So just do that for you here. And just get that glass back on there. What you'll tend to find happen though with the second sheep is that they won't both get sheared all the time. So here, see, he's just about to eat and shear. But if they both have wool, both of these have wool. So if I just, they have both been sheared this time. But sometimes they won't both get sheared, but they'll sort themselves out anyway. Okay, that's the whole of the farm, guys. If you've got any questions, leave it down in the comments below, and I'll try and help you out as much as you can. And I look forward to seeing you in the next one. Let's fill this area up with farms. Let me know what farm you want to see next as well. See you around.